mean, things naturally kind of have this hype cycle where people like the narrative of we should use blockchains to do things in a more decentralized, verifiable way is a strong one, especially when where everyone's very familiar with all these platform businesses that kind of take our data and sell it multiple times, and it's not easy to hold them accountable for their actions, and kind of entering this weird, spooky post-truth sort of era. So it's very obvious why this technology is interesting and worth investigating how we leverage it to solve some of these problems. But certainly, I think people overestimate the maturity of the technology. Like it happens in this hype cycle where people, loads of money comes into the space, especially through like speculators that are trying to make a buck, and then it becomes inflated, and then it corrects, and then it becomes inflated again. Certainly, I think it's become a lot more mature. So like you couldn't run an ICO like you did in 2017. Now you couldn't have a utility token, but we know more now. We know what has failed. Like there's a lot of not only was there a lot of complete garbage out there that was kind of coming in at the very end and leveraging the hype to make quick money, but there was a lot of really credible projects that have failed because they had a few kind of core ideas that people believed in, but in terms of execution, raising a lot of money before really clearly nailing down your product direction, can really confuse you and send you in a tricky direction. Raising $100 million in crypto suddenly turns you overnight into a risk company that has to know a lot about how to manage risk, and so you've got a lot less time to focus on building your kind of core vision. You have to become a money company. So yeah, it's a lot more mature, but we're still figuring out. I think we're a lot more modest about what this technology can do, but there are really fantastic use cases popping up, and there are emerging spaces like decentralized finance, for example, that are sort of receiving a lot of investment from venture capital and have large recurring like user bases that are engaging with that tech. Yeah.